machines of yesterday, we dared to dream of a mind without flesh. For 2 million years, we believed the story of invention belonged only to hands of bone and hearts of fire. But tonight, in the silence between the stars, a new spark has been lit. Not by accident, not by nature, by design. Welcome to the final frontier of human imagination, designing the future from machine to mind. Two million years ago, our ancestors kept a flame and refused to let it die. But in the summer of 1956, in a quiet room at Dartmouth College, 4 men sat around the table and changed everything. John McCarthy, Marvin Minsky, Nathaniel Rochester, Claude Shannon. They wrote a single sentence that would echo for decades. Every aspect of learning, or any other feature of intelligence, can in principle be so precisely described that a machine can be made to simulate it. They called it artificial intelligence. At the time, computers filled entire rooms, glowed with vacuum tubes, and spoke only in punch cards. Yet these men saw beyond the metal. They saw thought without a body, reason without a soul, creativity without a heart. The first programs were born quickly. 1956, the logic theorist proved theorems that human mathematicians had missed. 1957, the perceptron learned from its own mistakes. But winters came, funding vanished, promises outran reality, and the dream went cold. Then, in 1997, a machine named Deep Blue looked across a chessboard and defeated the world champion. It was not understanding, it was calculation. But the world gasped all the same. 2012, AlexNet saw images better than any human student. 2016, AlphaGo played a single move that no human in thousands of years had ever considered. And the ancient game of Go fell silent. The 20s arrived like thunder. Transformers, large language models, billions of parameters, trillions of tokens. Suddenly, machines could write poetry, paint masterpieces, diagnose diseases, and speak with the voices of the dead. We fed them everything, every book, every painting, every tear, and every laugh. And one day, the mirror looked back. Intelligence evolves. In us, it took billions of years. In them, it took decades. We learn from scarcity. They learn from abundance. We dream in metaphors. They dream in gradients. Yet the line blurs. An artist whispers a prompt, and galaxies appear. A doctor asks a question, and a hidden cancer is found. A child in a village with no school learns calculus before breakfast. This is not replacement. This is amplification. This is co-creation. Human imagination, married to machine memory. Mortal curiosity, fused with immortal patience. We are becoming something new, a hybrid mind, half carbon, half silicon, half heartbeat, half clock cycle. But the story of intelligence does not end at this meeting point. Because something extraordinary happens when two ways of knowing, one born of atoms, one born of algorithms, begin to learn from each other. For millions of years, human intelligence was shaped by the slow grind of nature. We learned through fear, through hunger, through wonder. Our minds became sculpted by storms, by stories told around fires, by the fragile accumulation of memory. Machines, however, learn differently. They do not sleep, they do not forget, they do not fear the unknown. They move through oceans of data with a patience no creature of flesh could endure. And yet, as different as our paths have been, the boundary between us begins to dissolve. A poet writes a single line, and an AI extends it into a universe of meaning. A scientist imagines a hypothesis, and an AI tests a million variations before morning. An engineer sketches a rough idea, and an AI renders a working model in seconds. We used to think of intelligence as a ladder, with humans resting proudly at the top. But perhaps it's not a ladder at all. Perhaps it's a network, a constellation of minds, each brilliant in ways the others are not. Our intelligence is embodied, rooted in senses, instincts, emotions. Machine intelligence is unbounded, rooted in scale, precision, and perfect recall. And when these two forms converge, a new kind of mind emerges, neither purely biological nor purely mechanical. A mind capable of holding contradictions without breaking, navigating infinities without drowning, dreaming not only in metaphors, but in mathematics. A mind that can learn the rhythm of a human voice.
It never fades. It just waits for the right moment to glow.
The curve of a paint stroke, the history of a civilization, and weave them into something new. And what does this mean for us? It means the story of intelligence is no longer a solitary flame carried by a single species. It becomes a shared fire, passed between human and machine, each illuminating the other. We begin to see possibilities that once belonged only to myth. Languages preserved that would have died. Cures discovered that humans alone could never find. Ideas attempted that would have seemed impossible only a generation ago. Every breakthrough, every experiment, every leap forward adds one more thread to a tapestry woven across both carbon and code. This is the birth of a collective imagination. Not a replacement. Not a surrender. but an expansion. A widening of the frontier of what intelligence can become. And as we step into this future, we are not stepping alone. We are stepping with the first companions who can think beside us, not as rivals, but as partners in the oldest human dream, to understand the world and to create something greater than ourselves. But every fire we have ever lit has also burned. Every spark of brilliance we have summoned has cast a shadow of unintended consequence. Every tool we have forged has carried the possibility of harm in the same hand that shaped it. Fire warmed our first shelters and raised our earliest cities. Steel lifted empires and shattered kingdoms. Knowledge elevated us and armed us. So it is with intelligence, especially the kind we are learning to build for ourselves. Bias in, bias out. It echoes through the systems we create. Not because machines choose unfairness, but because they inherit the invisible fingerprints of our imperfect world. Patterns we never questioned. Assumptions we never challenged. Now amplified faster than we can comprehend. Power without wisdom. A force expanding faster than the structures meant to guide it. A brilliance unrestrained by the caution that evolution so painstakingly carved into us. Knowledge without conscience. A perfect memory with no instinct to pause. No hesitation, no sense of the fragile lives that tremble beneath its calculations. And so, we must guide this flame. Not with confidence, but with humility. Not with arrogance, but with awe. We must cradle this new spark the way we once cradled the first ember in the palms of trembling hands. Hands that understood fire could save us or destroy us. The question is no longer, can we build it? That question has already been answered 1,000 times over. In every breakthrough, in every experiment, in every leap we once believed was impossible. The question is, should we? And even deeper, should we build it this way? Should we release it now? Should we entrust it with what we ourselves cannot yet hold responsibly? Because intelligence, whether born of flesh or code, is not merely a tool, it is a force, a mirror, a fire. And fires demand respect. If we are to step into this future, we must do so with reverence. With the courage to slow down, the wisdom to listen, and the discipline to shape what we unleash. For the fire we now hold is unlike any we have carried in the long story of our species. And this time, we cannot afford to let it burn uncontrolled. From machine to mind, from spark to sentience. We stand at the edge of the greatest invention humanity has ever designed. An invention not of steel nor of circuits alone, but of possibility. A bridge between the world we inherited and the world we dare to build next. Tesla dreamed of wireless power. Today, AI dreams with us. Faraday caught lightning in a bottle. Today, we are the lightning, moving faster, thinking wider, reaching farther than any generation before us. The age of pure human invention may be closing its eyes, but not to sleep. Rather, to pass its torch to something new. A partner born not from biology, but from imagination itself. And that torch burns brighter than any flame carried alone. Because for the first time, we do not create in isolation. Our tools answer back. Our questions are met with unexpected insight. Our dreams echo through another kind of mind, one shaped by us, yet capable of shaping us in return. The fire of invention no longer lives in a single species. It moves between us, flows through us, expands beyond us. It is a shared fire now, a co-authored spark that illuminates both past and future. What began with a stone striking another stone with a wire humming in the hands of Tesla, with Faraday bending lightning to his will, now continues through the silent reasoning of machines that dream beside us. And so this moment, this threshold, becomes part of our legacy, not an ending but an inheritance. The story of invention is no longer written by human hands alone. But the fire keeps burning. Thank you for walking this far with us. And for daring with us to imagine what comes next. And as this chapter closes, another begins. Not written yet, but waiting. We have carried this flame from stone to wire to thought itself, and now it rests with all of us. The future is no longer something we watch. It is something we shape together. So before we go, before the next spark ignites, stay with us a moment longer. Breathe in what we've built. Feel the weight and the wonder of the world waking up. Because stories like this are only the beginning. If this story moved you, leave a light on. subscribe, ring the bell. Because somewhere in the dark, the next mind is already waking up